Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. It really helps my channel to grow. Sagittarius, I did a mini meditation before I turned on the camera, and I wrote everything down. I'll show it to you in just a second so you can take a screen cap. I saw a loaf of bread, a globe, like a globe on a desk, a pair of sneakers, piercings in the upper ear, a back brace, a wheelchair, a vitamin deficiency, so I'm not sure if you know about that or not. You should always check with your doctor. The crown chakra, because I felt some buzzing right here. Hamstring pain, and a newspaper clipping in a wallet. So those are what I saw in the mini meditation. Please let me know if any of these are relevant to you or if they show up in some way for you as a synchronicity. I would love to hear about it. They could show up somehow in this reading. Just want to make sure. It's just very windy and cold outside. I wanted to make sure my window wasn't open. I'm going to be doing your reading today with the Shaman's Dream Oracle to get the overall energy, and the Light Seers Tarot for your tarot reading. So cards have been pre-shuffled. Oh, thank you, Spirit. So number 13, which is represents the Death card in the Major Arcana of the Tarot. It's the Dream Thief, refusal of the call. It's a very dynamic card, very colorful, but also very, I mean, he's like a flying monkey, right? Which is also a reference to the Wizard of Oz. Drugs, perhaps. Right? Because weren't they flying, the flying monkeys were flying through the poppy fields in the Wizard of Oz? I cannot remember. I'm actually reading it right now. Reading that book. Which I've never read the Wizard of Oz, and a friend gave it to me for Christmas. So I started reading it. There's something to the Wizard of Oz that might be a reference for you. But refusal of the call, which kind of suggests to me that there's something stirring within you having to do with your life's purpose, and you could be neglecting it or ignoring it at this time because it's not convenient. I'm not sure. The Death card, though, talks about endings and new beginnings, a whole recalibration of the self. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. Spoiler alert, you showed up in your own reading, but in the reverse, Temperance. Okay, all the cards are out. One extra card popped out, which I will show you now. It's the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So somewhere in your kind of subconscious mind, you are trying to open up more to possibility. I see that. I see you trying to, let's just get into it, because it'll make a little bit more sense. Because the Four of Pentacles is usually somebody who holds on very tightly to their resources, their finances, their ideas, something that they're gripping onto very tightly. So for me, for this reading today, I see the card in reverse as you trying to kind of open up a little bit more. In the past energy, you got the Knight of Wands clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. This right here in this particular card specifically references a life, the tree of life, the blueprint. And it also reminds me of human design. I am not versed in human design, although I do know somehow that I'm a manifesting generator. I don't know what that means, but if you're interested in human design, this may resonate for you. But the Knight of Wands is somebody who is very passionate, who is really wanting to go after their hopes and dreams, having an understanding of what it is that they think will make them happy, wanting it to fall into an alignment with their life's blueprint. As for clarifier, the Fool card, it's in your past energy. I feel as though you did take a leap of faith. It's showing here. My crown is buzzing again. There's like a little bit of buzzing right here. It's so interesting too, because I just looked at this and it reminds me of like a globe. You know what I just heard? I heard somebody say that there's so many people refusing the call right now and that it frustrates you. What does that mean? It's almost as if you are looking at the world and looking at people in the world, and you're seeing how they are betraying themselves. Thank you, Spirit. I was like, there's a very strong word that wants to come out. You're looking at how people are hypocrites, perhaps, but the word was betray. They're betraying themselves. And I feel like it's causing you great upheaval. It's causing you a lot of like actual emotional strife to watch it. And so in this past energy, I feel as though you are really doing your best to not be a hypocrite yourself and jump into the waters, jump into the depths, go after what it is that you are yearning for in your life. Six of Cups, Queen of Pentacles could have been something that you had forgotten about from childhood, like a lost ability that you have, a lost talent, whether it's drawing, singing, painting, dancing, computing is what I just heard, like, but not on a computer, but like analysis, like numbers and strategy and things like that. I heard that somebody's really good at that, and kind of using all of your resources to follow whatever this was. You know, it could simply be like you know, your wish to travel, to move towards traveling, in which case you would have to kind of give up a little bit of your finances. Anytime I look at this picture, I don't know why I feel this way, but I don't feel as though this character is in her place of residence. Like, I feel like she's in another land every time I look at this card. So Spirit kind of gave it to me, like there could be some travel involved, or there could have been in your past energy. And you went for it. You weren't afraid of it. You went after it. I'm trying to figure out how this dream thief fits into you, your worldview, particularly the refusal of the call. This is the thing, Sag. It's like, I do see a little bit of judgment, like actual, not judgment related to your life's calling, but judgment like you're judging people. And almost like you're paying a little bit too much attention on what other people are doing at this time, and not enough focus on yourself. Temperance card in the reverse for the current energy. The Temperance is number 14 in the major arcana. Talks about the archangel coming in and transmuting energy. So it's this idea of transmuting base metals into gold. Base metals into gold, pain into power, water into wine, things like that. It's this process of transformation and evolution. And when the Temperance card is in reverse, there's a little bit of a carelessness energy. There's a lack of patience. And it's stepping outside of who you are, right? Because Temperance represents Sagittarius in the major arcana. When I see somebody's card, one, the fact that you showed up in your reading, your own reading, it tells me this reading is for you. But two, when your own card is in reverse, it's like you're not sitting fully in your own energy. And this could be part of the reason why Five of Pentacles is a card of feeling left out, feeling locked out, isolated, alienated. You know what I just heard? It's like you could be feeling a little alienated due to your worldview, your lifestyle, your opinions. Sagittarians are known for being very worldly, very learned, but also really, really opinionated. And I feel as though I just heard it's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top. Getting kind of as a Chariot card. The Chariot card is the Cancer energy, number 7 in the major arcana. And it represents a mastery over the shadow and the light, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the yin and the yang within us. Because once we have a mastery over the self, we can then propel ourselves forward. I just heard putting the cart before the horse. You know that expression, putting the cart before the horse? It's almost like you're thinking 1,000 steps ahead, and in so doing, you're not taking the first little step in front of you, that's right in front of you. This Chariot card can also represent international travel. Some of you could be wanting to do some humanitarian work. I'm going to pull one more on the Chariot card. Clarifying the Temperance in reverse and the Five of Pentacles. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, look, okay. Three of Swords, the Death card, the World card in reverse. Here's the Death card, number 13. So please take that as a massive synchronicity right there. Death card didn't show up in the other two readings I did for fire signs. Death card talks about rebirth and transformation. A whole kind of from the caterpillar to the butterfly energy, the phoenix rising from the ashes energy, right? Like it's like a complete, I just heard the word abandonment of the self. Okay. So this is the message that I'm getting. It's almost like any kind of rebirth process is going to be a reluctant one. Like we're never, I don't know anybody that's just like, I'm so looking forward to my spiritual awakening, because it's harrowing. Sometimes it's awful. You're just like brought to your knees. You're like having to face your traumas and your fears and your hang-ups and your ego, and it's just ugly business. It's worth it, because then your spiritual gifts come online and then you realize what a badass you are, essentially, as a divine being, how you can control your destiny and create the world around you. When you figure that stuff out, it's very exciting. But it takes a lot. And the Three of Swords is all about heartbreak, heartache, and loss. So I see this energy in your present, which doesn't mean that it is happening now. I actually think that this heartbreak happened a while ago, because you have been unable to close out that cycle, the World card in reverse. And so there is a lot of learning that is happening in this rebirth of who you are, but it's tremendously reluctant. It's almost like I see you like kicking and screaming, like, no, 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 I don't want to have to change again. I don't want to have to change more. Haven't I changed enough? Haven't I endured enough? It's like trying to stop a runaway train. That's where a refusal of the call comes in, because this is you in a state of resistance, which I totally understand, because it sucks. But it's necessary for growth. The future potential energies, the Emperor and the King of Swords in the reverse. Heavy, heavy hitting divine masculine energies. Doesn't talk about gender, just talks about energies. The energy, the divine masculine is the one that is the progressive, goes out there, the movement, the action, right? The hunter-gatherer for all intents and purposes. But I attribute a lot of my energy to divine masculine energy. So it doesn't have to do with gender, but it does have to do with the fact that these two cards are in the reverse. So there's a feeling of being stunted from moving forward. The Emperor represents Aries energy and is number 4 in the major arcana. And it represents the power of all 4 kings. The King of Swords is Gemini energy, and it is somebody who is very discerning, very cold, very discerning, an expert in their fields. When these two cards are in reverse, it's like absolutely just being put off, it's like every little thing irritates you, because there's a loss of control. And it's almost like Spirit is saying, the more you resist and that you don't surrender, the more difficult you're making it for yourself, because you're trying to control things. instead of being in a state of flow. Even fire can be in a state of flow, right? If we're looking at the fire analogy, it's like it still needs the flow of oxygen, but it's almost like you're trying to throw dirt on it, to suppress it, to quiet it, trying to quiet this rebirth that you're going through at the moment. It is your calling to go through this. Let's get a clarifier for the Emperor and the King of Swords in reverse. Thank you. 3 cards came out. The 4 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, all in the upright. 4 of Wands talks about a solid foundation. 5 of Cups talks about slight depression, self-pity, needing a change of perspective. And the Ace of Swords talks about epiphany, great knowledge from Spirit. This has to do with the structure of your life that you've built up for yourself thus far. And somehow we can thank it for the purpose that it served before, but it is no longer serving us in the way that we need at the moment. And there could be some lament about that. There could be some sadness related to that. The Spirit is bringing that epiphany to you and kind of showing you that there's different methodologies, different ways to approach a new beginning. Right? Where it's like almost like where there was like 4 posts that held something up. Now we're looking at things that are a little bit more fluid, that are a little bit more in keeping with nature, the natural state of being, getting back to basics, our primal instincts. What is advice? 8 of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So the 8 of Cups talks about, usually it talks about walking away. When it's in the reverse, I feel as though it's like a homecoming, coming back to the self immediately, a coming back to oneself. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, allowing things that seem almost like temptation, distraction, to just fall by the wayside. Knight of Pentacles in reverse is just unreliable and slow. It's like so slow, like molasses. Like you wait for something that is unreliable, it may never come. This could apply to people. In fact, I think it applies to a person in your life. Hierophant in reverse. There could be some major questioning of the belief systems that you grew up with. You're calling that into question right now. You're calling a lot into question right now. And it's really, really making you upset. It's frustrating you. It's frustrating you. Obviously, you're just living your life, right? But if you're going to take away anything from this reading, it's this understanding that anytime you meet resistance in the course of a conversation, instead of being on the offensive, just try to be neutral. Like, embody the energy of the temperance, which is patient, measured, is what I just heard. Temperance is very measured. You know how they say that if you don't control your emotions control you? That's what I'm hearing right now. That in the moments of frustration that you feel, it's like just pause, take a breath, and understanding, okay, I'm feeling frustrated right now. What can I do to calm myself down? What can I do to learn in this moment? Just, I mean, trust and believe, I'm a double water sign, so it's like, and Sagittarius is my rising. So me trying to do these things is very difficult, but I believe that you can, Sagittarius. It's almost like if this guy swoops in and just like lands right in front of you, I mean, your first reaction might be to just punch it in the face because it's kind of intimidating. It's kind of scary. But if you just pause for a moment, you'll realize maybe they're bringing something in. This kind of a nugget of wisdom. And if you just pause for just a second, don't react, they may leave this nugget of wisdom and fly away and allow you to unpack it. So just have a lot of grace with yourself at this time and with others. That's your reading, Sagittarius. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Sag.